retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Beat in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then taste it. Like a disease, bring to their knees. Takes a thing to see. Just like the wind. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to a very special edition Sunday stream, as we are streaming live on 4 different platforms across 4 different accounts. On the 7th day, the Lord rested because DJ Storms said, "Don't worry, big guy, I got this." And this is the official rewind for WWE Bad Blood 2024, which of course streamed live yesterday evening on the Peacock, that is. Get your mind out of the gutter, you absolute fucking savages, okay? It's Peacock, okay? Gotta wash your fucking brains out with soap and water. Anyway, Peacock, yesterday evening, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. 14,000 plus fans sold out in the State Farm Arena, and we certainly got a lot of material to talk about. But as you can see, for the first time in a long time here on The Rewind, I am not alone. I got myself a star-studded panel with 2 very special guests, 2 of the biggest posse members that we got. One of them was actually in attendance last night at Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia. She is a streamer herself, big-time wrestling fan, big-time Twitch streamer and YouTube streamer. Please help me welcome back to the channel for the first time in nearly 2 years, Raging Girl Gamer. What is going on, Rage? How have you been?
I've been all right. How you doing?
I am feeling like I'm on cloud 9. You know why? Because when I go live on YouTube, let me tell you something. It is always a good time. You always have a good time with DJ Shizzle Dizzle, and the man below me knows all about that. And he'll tell you why, because he is. Yes, you already know.
Pause.
He is.
What are you talking about?
He is a good friend of mine coming to us live from the West Coast. And he is back on the channel for the first time since April. He has been on the Rewind, the Rundown. He has been a very, very, very important guest throughout my history, and he's back with us today. Please help me welcome good old Hooligan. How you doing?
Hello, sir. Thank you for having me back. I can't believe it's been 6 months already. That's insane.
Yeah, I know. 2024 is almost over. I'm trying to wrap my head around that. I don't fucking like it. I don't fucking like it. I swear to God. I feel like I'm just this close. I'm itching closer to 30. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it. I'm 25. I want to stay in my 20s for as long as I could possibly stay in my 20s. But either way.
I remember that. I remember those days.
Either way, listen, we got a lot to go over, and we're going to get into everything. We're going to dissect everything like only we can. We're going to do it DJ Storms style, because everyone knows that when DJ Storms talks about pro wrestling, you know that you are going to get the utmost, highest knowledge that you could possibly gain. But before we get into what we're going to get into, let me throw it over to Rage. Rage, where can everyone find you on social media?
Well, you can find me on Raging Girl 88 on X. I can't stand saying X for some significant reason. It just doesn't sound right to me. You can find me on fucking Raging Girl 88 and Raging Girl Gamer on YouTube and Twitch.
Go and check her out. Go and check her out. She's actually been getting into wrestling analytics. She's following in the footsteps of DJ Shizzle Dizzle, just like everyone should. Hula Grims. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Right under my name on X at Hula Grim. It's easier to read it than it is for me to say it. So there you go.
He says it all the time. But
go follow Rage. She's the content creator. She's a beast. She does wrestling reactions, gaming. Always a fun time with her. She's a good buddy of mine.
And she's also one of the top fans here over on the DJ Storms channel. She's been a member for 5 months. She dropped bomb after bomb after bomb, so it was only right that I got her on the channel. And we certainly have a lot to talk about. But before we get into the festivities, obviously you can follow me on X and Instagram at HistoryMakerDJS. That is at HistoryMakerDJS, because all I do is make history in everything that I fucking do. You can add me on my personal Facebook as well. For collaborations and business inquiries, please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver at gmail.com. Like the official DJ Storms business page. And guess what? I made you send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms posse group on Facebook. That is, all those links are in the description, as well as the link to my Rumble. We're live on Rumble right now, looking to build a nice solid fan base over there. And of course, if you would like to donate, you can send in the super chats, the super stickers, the super thanks, become a member of the channel, or you can donate to my Venmo, which is at DJ Storms, or my Cashapp, the DJ Storms. Both of those links are in the description. If you want your DJ Storms merch, I know that Rage, she's got her DJ Storms merch. She's got wristbands, she's got a t-shirt, and she's got the greatest piece of merch that anyone could ever own. Look at this shit. Look at how fucking gorgeous this shit is. It's the DJ Storms Switchblade comb. And just like me, y'all can be so
tasty.
Good. Yeah, you could be fucking tasty. You could be scrumptious. You could be the most delicious snack in the IWC, because everyone wants a piece of the Storms Meister, and everyone's going to want a piece of you when you got one of these motherfuckers. Anyway, be sure to be sure to share the stream out on all platforms of social media. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. There we go. Hula Grim representing the brand. He is a full-fledged posse member, but you got to get yourself one of these combs, Hula Grim. You got to get yourself one of these combs.
I got to get a shirt, a comb. I'm behind.
You are very much behind. I mean, Rage has got you beat. You're going to have to get on the train.
I can't compete with Rage.
Hop on board or get out the way.
Rage whipped my ass at everything in life, really.
Oh, God.
Anyway, when you subscribe, you hit the notifications bell with a huge coup de grace, because that way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, you already know it is the best motherfucking time to be on YouTube, because it is the only time that you will get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combo and this beautiful mustache right here. It is a known fact that I make people's lives better. I didn't make the rules. Yes, I did. Now then, with everything out of the way, I think it's about time that we get into what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Bad Blood. And before I hand it over to one of my panelists, I would say that Bad Blood overall, and this is obviously me, you already know what I do. I try and stay away from opinions and speak more from an objective standpoint. That's how I operate. I dissect this shit very, very precisely. Was it a bad show? No, it was a good show. Good show. Not a great show, but a good show. The main issue was the fact that it really did expose a lot of WWE's problems that I've been talking about for quite a while now. And I really hope that a lot of people are going to start to catch on, because even with Triple H in charge, WWE still has a lot of problems, and there are still a lot of Vince McMahon isms that need to be eradicated from the WWE product. Listen, we can tout about...
Bruce Pritchard.
What'd you say?
Bruce Pritchard, sorry.
Yeah, I know. Listen, we can tout about ticket sales. We could tout about sellouts. We could tout about ratings and fucking $5 billion Netflix deals all we want. But in the end, there is a clear-cut problem, specifically with the WWE's women's division. Their tag team division is slowly starting to get back to normal, but the tag team division still needs work. And then the undercard, something is going on with their undercard, and this is a WWE problem that has extended far, far back. And it's the fact that they only put effort into their main individuals and they don't build up anyone else to take those individual spots. What are they going to do when The Rock can't compete anymore? What are they going to do when John Cena inevitably retires? What are they going to do when Bill Goldberg doesn't want to make an appearance for $5 billion anymore? What the fuck are they going to do? They can't constantly rely on their made individuals. They need to develop new, fresh faces. And they had the opportunity to do so last night. They failed to do so. Either way, good show, a lot of good wrestling, but some of these matches, they didn't click, and half of these outcomes were the wrong outcomes. But we're going to dive into each match specifically. Rage, I want to throw it over to you. Give me your overall thoughts on the event, and then we'll pass it over to Hooligan.
To be honest with you, since being live there, it was people themselves. I think so. But when it came to the women matches, it was really boring, especially Nia Jax. Like, I went to go get some food during the match.
I don't blame you.
Like seriously, like it was so bad, and she's doing moves that she's not supposed to be doing, stuff like that. And when it comes to the Rhea and Liv Morgan match, that match was a clusterfuck to me, especially the ending. Like people, and then Raquel, she came out, and nobody knew who the fuck she was. I'm
no reaction, Raquel.
Yeah, no reaction, Raquel. Like seriously, nobody knew who she was. Like everybody was confused. She put Liv Morgan on Rhea, like they already rung the bell, so it's like, what was she doing? But other than that, overall show, I thought it was a good show. I had a good time. But I was there live, so it's kind of hard to say that it wasn't a good show. It wasn't a great show because of the women's matches. That's just me, because I want the women's matches to be good. Like I'm a huge fan of the women, and I want the women's matches to be good, but at the same time, it's like they got to do a little bit more. Like WWE is really fucking up right now.
Yeah, the main problem was, like I've been saying, it all revolves around them not building up new women to fight in the title picture, because there's only so many times we can see Bayley and Nia. There's only so many times that we could play Ring Around the Rosie with Rhea, Liv, and Dom. And probably the biggest problem right now, and it's really starting to take into effect, and Triple H is pretty much admitting defeat and pretty much admitting that he has no other challengers for his world champions with the addition of the Crown Jewel Championship, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I want to throw it down over to Hooligan. Hooligan, if you can, give me your overall thoughts on the show. I'm still sticking with what I said. Not a bad show, a good show, but it was probably the weakest premium live event since the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I got stuck in traffic yesterday, as I was telling you earlier, and so I missed the total first match, which I hate watching pay-per-views like that, because you don't get the true vibe of the true ambiance of what's going on when you come into it like midway. And so watching everything from the end of the first match on, I was thrown off, because my first dealings with the crowd was silence for that second match, right? So I'm like, oh, the crowd's not into it, whatever. And so when I went back and rewatched everything from the beginning, it was a much better viewing experience, I think. I would have to agree. I thought it was a pretty good show. I feel like they could have, for the price that it cost for a ticket, as Rage can attest to, there are some things that were left off the card, I think, and then some stuff that got put on the card that I don't think was, like Triple H keeps coming out saying that, record attendance, record gate, every single PLE. So that means they're just upping the price for every event that they do. And are people really getting their money's worth? I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel like they are.
Yeah, that's another problem, especially with the five match lineup. I understand what he's doing, but Triple H needs to get out of the black and gold days. Like, you can't get away with 5 matches anymore. Back in the day,
The price of the ticket, DJ, sorry not to cut you off, but the price of the tickets, each fan is paying those wrestlers about $100 per match. Every match you're watching, huh?
Where are you getting these numbers from?
If you take into account there's 5 matches, if somebody pays $700 for a ticket, that's over $100 per match.
Motherfucker. Swear to God. Fucking draining our wallets dry, Hunter.
Yeah, when you look at it like that, it's like, that's kind of egregious, no? When there's 16,000 people, they all got to pay $100 a match? That's wild, bro. That's absolutely fucking greed at its highest form. It really is. And I know I know the wrestlers are busting their asses and their bodies, and I get that. But come on, man. Look at the economy we're in. You know what I'm saying? Look at what you're giving us. 5 matches. 2 of those matches were those women's matches. Come on, bro. $100 each.
Dude,
nah.
I'm telling you, Triple H needs to get out of the black and gold era. It's never coming back. Black and gold is dead. I hate to say it, but it is. He can't get away with just doing 5 matches anymore. He can't. I'm sorry. There is no excuse why we have Sami Zayn and Gunther for the World Heavyweight title going down tomorrow on Raw. There is no excuse why we had a triple threat tag team ladder match that literally could have been the start of the revitalization of the tag team division on SmackDown between the Bloodline, the Profits, and DIY. And these 2 matches are not on the show. We had a fucking 15-minute talking segment where we got a new championship that don't mean dick. And then Bill Goldberg with his fucking cocaine beard coming on in and doing the whole, oh God, I'm getting ready to kick Gunther's ass. And then you got fucking 20 fucking securities holding him back.
Yeah, what is security gonna do?
But you see what I'm saying though?
Yeah,
it's like, so we're not in the NXT black and gold days anymore. And when we weren't paying $100 per match. The tickets were very amazingly generously priced, in my opinion. I went to a lot of NXT shows.
So do I. I went to an NXT show too.
Yeah, the tickets were not bad at all, even with fees and taxes added on. We're just a few years removed from that, and it's like
back then the GOAT was president, so. But anyway, listen.
A lot of people would agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people would disagree.
Those people that disagree are fucking retards. Who cares? And anyway, also, just like anyone that tells me that I don't know what I'm talking about is a fucking retard. But anyway, listen, I'm getting ahead of myself. We have a lot to talk about. But yeah, I think it's pretty much the same thing all around the table here. The show was good, but there are a lot of improvements that WWE needs to make. First of all, we need to put pro wrestling first. We need to get rid of these talking segments on the pay-per-views and Triple H just fucking stroking his own ego. We need to put shit back into place where we have the best possible matches on the show. 7 to 8 matches, that is the sweet spot. What we got with All Out, what we got with Dynasty, what we got with SummerSlam, those pay-per-views were some of the best pay-per-views of the year so far. That is what we need. And Lord fucking help us. Lord help us coming in 2025 where we got to sit through 2 nights of SummerSlam.
Oh, I know.
Oh, please.
When they showed the ad for that the other day, I'm like, why we haven't even gotten WrestleMania tickets on sale yet? Why are we advertising for a 2-night SummerSlam next year already? That's wild.
Greed, dude.
And I know.
That's the biggest problem.
It's highest form. WWE has got to be one of the largest, like, it's a global think tank. It's just this gigantic machine, this money generating machine. It's insane.
Swear to God, they're making more money than they know what to do with. They're practically shitting out money with that $5 billion Netflix deal.
Tickets don't need to be them prices, man. They really don't.
No, it really don't. And that's what kind of made me mad because my husband couldn't even go. Like, we had money for, like, just at the time we only had enough money for just me to go. But the tickets were selling out fast, so it's like they're not gonna lower the tickets.
No, they're not.
I know, yeah, and that's the biggest thing with them. And this is what I always say. Like, everyone wants to know, like, why is WWE selling out if they have these problems? It's quite simple. They know how to fucking market their shows. They got so many fucking marketing tactics and so many different marketing teams that their job is literally to just plunger the show down everyone's throat. The more people hear about a show, the more people are inclined to buy a ticket.
See, whatever your opinion of Vince McMahon is, the fact remains that for the last 30 plus, maybe 40 years, he's been packing basketball and football arenas with his product. So,
well, except in 2018 and 2019, but he never gave a shit about marketing. Nick Khan came in, and he's a brilliant businessman. So he really drove the fact home to Triple H.
I just mean that, like, they've had WWE's had a stranglehold when it comes to putting on shows and going into towns for their events and whatnot. So I mean, everybody's very familiar with what WWE is.
But again, it all revolves around marketing. But regardless, let's jump into the show. So we had a little 2-minute segment in the beginning, and we had Naomi, Bianca, and Jade. They started the show. They introduced the Hell in a Cell structure, and we get into the Hell in a Cell match. Another thing that was a problem with this show was the match placement. Why the fuck? I don't give a fuck what happened in the main event. I don't give a fuck if Dwayne came back. I don't give a fuck if Goldberg came back. I don't give a fuck if Brock Lesnar came back. I don't give a fuck if Andre the Giant rose from the dead. I don't give a fuck.
Jesus Christ came down from the sky. I knew it.
And Satan came up from hell, and they engaged in a duel right in the middle of the ring in Atlanta, Georgia. Why the fuck did this Hell in a Cell match not main event the show? Why?
Because of The Rock.
Because Dwayne the Rock the Cock Johnson.
Yep. This is The Rock the Cock.
Dwayne is that right there is a new meme right there. I'm hoping that we can get a new meme out of that. Can someone please clip that so I can fucking blow up already? Holy shit.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, let's go over the match. I will dissect everything. I will go over the match, and then I will say what I need to say, and then I hand it over to Rage, and she can dissect whatever she has on her mind. Punk and McIntyre, Hell in a Cell match, which was the real main event of the show. So they came out. One thing I'm highly disappointed in this. Why the fuck hasn't Drew McIntyre brought back Broken Dreams? I don't fucking get it. I mean, Sami Zayn can use his old theme song. Sheamus used his old theme song for a little bit. Why the fuck do we not have Broken Dreams? This like fucking gallantry theme song, Drew McIntyre, the
Braveheart.
Like it's not
Braveheart.
It's Braveheart. Fucking Braveheart gallantry. It ain't fucking working. Okay? Give me Broken Dreams. I want to hear that metronome do. I want to hear Shaman's Harvest. Okay? Anyway, Punk and McIntyre. So McIntyre, no Broken Dreams. Punk came out, crowd singing his song. So right out of the gate, they went right after each other, right? Punk brought in a table. He brought in some chairs. He brought in a toolbox. Punk then took a broken table leg and bashed Drew McIntyre in the head with it. McIntyre actually had a little bit of a shiner, I believe, above his left eye, if I'm not mistaken. Drew with a claymore on the floor. Punk was sent into the cage head first. He was bleeding. We had a stomp right to Punk's head on the bottom half of the steps. Punk was bleeding like a stuck pig, to say the least. Drew was just relishing in his handiwork. Punk with a couple of diving axe handles. Crowd was chanting, "This is awesome." Punk hit Drew in the head with a toolbox, and reportedly, that legitimately busted him open. Crowd's chanting, "This is awesome." We had an axe handle with the toolbox, and Drew's face is just covered in the crimson mask, just drenched in blood. We had a high knee and a running bulldog. We had a GTS, but Drew McIntyre rolled out of the ring. Back in the ring, Drew McIntyre with a claymore out of nowhere. Claymore right on the money, out of nowhere. And CM Punk was able to kick out. CM Punk then with a sharpshooter. He got it in deep. but Drew used a monkey wrench to take the fight to Punk, and he broke the submission hold. Both men now on the apron, and Drew McIntyre with a Cesaro superplex spot where he superplexed Punk off of the other side of the post through the table. Awesome spot right there. GTS in the ring. 1, 2. Drew McIntyre kicked out. Drew then with white noise on the bottom half of the steel steps. He covered CM Punk. Punk kicked out again. Punk reversed a swinging side slam into the Anaconda Vice out of nowhere. And CM Punk had it in deep. He took the monkey wrench and just bashed Drew in the head with it like he's fucking Abdullah the Butcher using a fork. We had Drew McIntyre pretty much begging for forgiveness, like CM Punk would say. McIntyre with the low blow. Drew then brought out a black bag. I thought it was tax, but it was just to add insult to injury, where he poured the friendship bracelet beads all over CM Punk's head. So on the one hand, it was disappointing, but on the other hand, it was a brilliant troll job by Drew McIntyre. McIntyre went for the Claymore, and CM Punk moved. Drew McIntyre's spine hit the edge of the steps. He didn't hit, it wasn't his back hitting the flat portion of the steel steps. It was his spine hitting that corner, that edge of the steel steps. And I swear to God, I didn't know if he was going to get back up. I am shocked a portion of his spine is not fractured at this rate. I'm shocked.
I'm surprised he didn't get a lacerated kidney or start pissing blood, you know?
He was still able to walk away. I'm still shocked about that. So after that, CM Punk then wrapped a chain around his knee. He shoved the beads in Drew McIntyre's mouth, and CM Punk with the GTS, with the chain wrapped around his knee. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk wins a fantastic Hell in a Cell match. Easily the best WWE match that we have seen since Cody and Roman at WrestleMania this year, and absolutely a match that will make everyone's top 10 match of the year list come December. Punk, I had a feeling he was going to win. Some people were saying that Drew was going to win because Punk didn't need it. Listen, Punk didn't need it at all, but Drew McIntyre, he didn't need it either. Neither of these guys necessarily needed a victory. Both of these guys are made men. The simple reason is why Punk won, because they need challengers for Gunther. That's why they turned Braun Breaker babyface. That's why they're having Sami Zayn go up against Gunther this early. It's strictly because they need challengers for Gunther. So now that Punk got the win, Punk beat McIntyre twice.
Dragunov is hurt also.
And Dragunov is hurt. There you go. So now, with Punk beating McIntyre twice, not really sure where McIntyre is going to go. I know that there's a lot of Drew McIntyre fans out there, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I have an idea. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Drew McIntyre, this is as far as he's going to go. He's never going to be a world champion again. He's not. There's just too many individuals on WWE TV right now that are going to take priority over McIntyre.
They'll have him in the mix.
He's going to be in the mix. Yeah, he'll be in the mix.
Yeah,
but he's never going to
win. He's not going to be the guy. No.
He's going to be in a...
He might again at some point, but it's going to be way down the road, I feel like.
I don't believe that he's ever going to be a world champion again, regardless. The only way...
I mean, you might be right. I'm just saying...
If he leaves.
If he is, it won't be for quite some time, I feel.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But Punk was always going to win. And another thing that made this really, really good, CM Punk, he has been the victim of a lot of unfortunate injuries. Unfortunately, a lot of bad luck on CM Punk's side with a tricep injury and then a foot injury and then another tricep injury. It was just a sea of bad luck for CM Punk for the last 2 years. He needed this. Punk needed this to prove that he's not just a novelty act and he can still go. He's not just a nostalgia guy, but he can still perform at a high level. And I'm sure that CM Punk is collectively breathing a sigh of relief that he was able to walk away victorious here, and he was able to prove that even at his age, he can still go, and he is not as physically fragile as he is mentally fragile. Regardless, now we look towards Survivor Series. Rest up, Phil, because Gunther We'll be waiting for you. Rage, let me hand it over to you. What did you think about this match? Did this match have the right outcome in your eyes? And where can you see both of these guys going after Bad Blood?
Well, this was really good. The crowd was into it, you know, and that spot when Drew McIntyre hit the edge of that step. I didn't want to interrupt y'all when y'all was talking. That shit was fucking insane. Like I recorded it and I screamed my ass off in that stadium because I didn't think he was gonna get back up. Like I thought he was like done.
It was rough.
It was crazy. But other than that, I think it was the right outcome. I kind of figured that CM Punk was gonna win. They kept saying AJ Lee was gonna return or some shit, and I was like, what the hell people talking about? Like they people just come up with some random ass shit sometimes. But other than that, I think it was an excellent match. Where they go from here, you know, they probably gonna have CM Punk go after Gunther, in my opinion. They're gonna have him go for some kind of title, in my opinion. But
Where
that's
does Drew
just
McIntyre go from here?
I honestly, to me, I think he's gonna take a break. But that's just me. I think he's gonna take a break. Because I mean,
He's banged up.
yeah, he is. Like he needs to. This thing with him and CM Punk was just ridiculous. And after that Hell in a Cell, you know, I think Drew McIntyre got banged up a lot more than CM Punk did.
That's a shocker on Shock Street right there.
Yeah.
I'm bringing back. That's an old catchphrase I used to use. Shout out to the Goosebumps series. Love that shit as a kid.
Yeah, but I think CM Punk. I think CM Punk is gonna go after some title, and Drew McIntyre is just gonna take a break and just spend time with his family or something, you know.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Easily match of the night. One of the best WWE feuds that we've seen in years. Yeah,
most definitely.
It's gonna be interesting.
I'm not, like getting in depth like y'all. You know, I'm still working on the analysis and stuff.
No. You're fine. Listen, you know, it's great to have you on, and I'm very, very happy that you decided to come on. And I'll tell you this: over time, you're definitely gonna get better with it. Hooligan, let me hand it over to you. If you can, please give me your expertise analysis on this, and where is CM Punk and Drew McIntyre going to be going from here?
So I'm really glad that I have insomnia, and I was up at 3 a.m. and I turned the PLE back on to watch this match, and I've been a big CM Punk fan for a long time, a really long time, and what happened with him in AEW, his whole return to how it ended, him immediately just switching right over to WWE, it's been a rough patch for him from his time in AEW till this year, in terms of injuries, him looking blown up in the ring. I was starting to think, yeah, you know, maybe time's caught up to him, and you know, he's not going to be the CM Punk we all remember. And then I watched I watched this match, and I was extremely impressed with his performance. Both of these guys have taken us on a ride with their feud this year that nobody foresaw, because the original intention was for CM Punk to feud with Seth Rollins. And the twist and turn with, you know, whether you're for The Rock and the Cody thing and the way that all played out or not, what we got out of it was the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud that, in my opinion, has got to be in the top 2 feuds of the year.
It's them and Hangman and Swerve. Those two are the top 2 this year.
I feel like the way it was booked, the way everything played out, I feel like I agree with you in the terms of neither guy really needed the win. But after a match like this, after the feud they've had all year, I mean, this is the type of feud that if they go again, it's got to be even worse than what this match was, which is pretty much death, right? So these guys are like, so you have to stop this like now, maybe revisit it later on. You know, this is like a forever feud type of deal, right? After the performance they've given us all year, like this is not going to end until one of them kills the other. So you can't continue this long term, obviously.
Yeah, this has got to end. It's over.
So the spots, I just really quickly before I say where I think they're going, the spots were brutal. What Drew did and put his body on the line, that table spot when they went off the apron just fucking exploded. The visual, and you didn't have to really see a whole lot of gore or detail to just understand that, like the crescent part of the wrench, and then when he's digging in his cut wound on his forehead, right, you don't really actually see him, like, you know, pulling the flesh, but you understood in that moment like what he was doing, so it made you wince in pain. It was so believable, right? And then I mean, that spot on, there was a couple of spots on them stairs that I was just like, good Lord, those guys really beat the hell out of each other and made it extremely believable. And I give CM Punk and Drew McIntyre all the credit in the world, because that match was way better. I was worried that CM Punk was going to get injured, so I thought he was going to wrestle kind of safe, and I figured Drew would absorb most of the beating. But I thought if it was too obvious,
bumps, man.
If it was too obvious, then it wouldn't feel like a true Hell in a Cell match. And Punk really made it feel like a Hell in a Cell match with the performance he put on. So, yeah, excellent match. And where I think they go is, I mean, CM Punk he's in the driver's seat. So he's already called out Gunther. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. Where I think Drew goes, I think maybe because they've teased it a couple of times, I think Drew is going to get into something with one Wade Barrett.
Really? You really think Wade Barrett's going to come out of retirement for this?
Just for something maybe quick, nothing like super long term. Nothing as like epic as, you know, what we got with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, but kind of pumping the brakes on Drew a little bit, not too much, but you know. And then I think Wade Barrett wants to test himself and at least give himself like one more go or a couple more matches. I don't necessarily, because obviously he's an announcer too, so I don't think he wants to do something extremely long term. Maybe finish at WrestleMania, have a WrestleMania match or something.
Possibility. It's possible. Ray, you got something? You got something to say?
No.
I figured you wanted to respond to Hula Rim.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, Wade Barrett, I don't know. I never expected that. Like, to be honest with you, I totally forgot he retired.
Well, Wade Barrett was, you know, a few times now over the month since Mania, Wade Barrett has talked about like Drew McIntyre, and they've kind of gotten into it a couple of times. So
I think that'll be interesting, in my opinion.
If they're going to do that, then they're probably going to have to wait till the Rumble. If McIntyre returns at the Rumble, and then Wade Barrett could make his return to the ring at the Royal Rumble as well, and then they could have a little face-off at the Rumble.
And then that gives McIntyre some time off from now till then. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, they both lost a lot of blood. I know that.
Yeah, you see the 16 staples?
Yikes, bro.
Yeah.
That was pretty gnarly.
But yeah, it's I'll give them credit where credit's due. They definitely tried to one up Swerve and Hangman in that lights.
And what's awesome is that they didn't have to like throw each other off the top of the cell for the end of that match to just feel like holy shit, because that crowd was spent, and I was like, this is the first fucking match.
Yeah, pretty much.
The crowd was like, oh my god, the whole time, and then it was like after that, it's like, well, good luck everybody after that. You're kind of fucked. Sorry.
I know, it's fucking.
Could have just had two. I mean, you only had 5 matches. 2 of the 5 matches were complete botch city, so you could have just had the first and the second match and called it a pay-per-view, really.
And the middle match. And the middle match,
yes. You could have just taken off the 2 women and then whatever.
So stupid. Swear to God.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, anyone? Because then we're going to move on to one of the botch fests.
No, CM Punk was, I think he really, I'm just really happy that it's going in WWE the way it's going for him, even though he's had setbacks already with his injuries and whatnot. He went through that yesterday and I haven't heard nothing about him having any injuries or sustaining anything. So, yeah, couldn't be happier for the guy.
For sure. Rage, final thoughts?
Nah, I'm good.
Fair game. Botchamania is going to have a field day with this next match. Bayley, Nia Jax, WWE Women's Championship match. I complained when Bayley won. The number one contender spot. I said it should have been Naomi. And the reason being specifically is because out of the two matches that we saw this year with Nia Jax, Nia fought Naomi back in May, and then she fought Bayley in August. The match with Naomi was the better wrestling match. And I'm the guy that always says, give me the best wrestling match or don't give me a match at all. They ended up going with Bayley. I don't know why. It was a complete waste of time. I don't know what happened here, but Bayley and Nia, they just don't work well together. They really don't. I don't know what the hell happened here, but it's almost like it's like both of these women greased themselves up with fucking I can't believe it's not butter, and they couldn't even get a hold of each other. I didn't know what the fuck was I watching? I swear to God. So Nia immediately went on the attack, body avalanche. Nia then was in firm control. She locked in an ankle lock. Bayley with a baseball slide drop kick, stunner in the ropes, which looked very weak. Suicide dive, and Nia barely fucking sold it. It's like she was working stiff as a brick. Bayley then was caught in a reverse tree of woe. We had a splash in the corner. Nia reversed a power bomb into perhaps the sloppiest looking Hurricane Rana that I think I've ever seen. Nia then hit
You can't call that a Hurricane Rana. She didn't backflip enough.
Yeah, I know, right? It was just a hurrah. She missed the Kanrana part of it.
She actually Batista bombed herself pretty much.
I was confused when I fucking seen that shit.
I know. I was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
It was a whoopsie.
Oh, my God. So Nia Jax with the sloppiest looking Hurricane Rana of all Hurricane Ranas. It's like John Cena could do it.
And Big Papa Pump was there in attendance, man. What a disgrace.
Oh my God. Like Big Papa Pump was like
the inventor of the
let me show these women how to do a proper fucking Frankensteiner.
For real.
So sloppy Hurricane Rana, a sloppy Kanrana. We had a Bayley to belly by Nia Jax. Bayley kicked out. Bayley then with a running knee, sunset flip powerbomb into the corner. Nia fell way too late. It's like Nia was going completely dead weight, and Bayley actually had to use her strength to try and move Nia, which was ridiculous. Something was off. Some sort of miscommunication. So we had an elbow drop off the steps by Bayley to the back of Nia. Bayley then was powerbombed into the steps and then slung into the barricade. That looked decent. Nia then with a very sloppy look. I don't know what the fuck she was going for here. It's like she tried for a pop-up Samoan drop and she couldn't get Bayley on her shoulders, or Bayley didn't jump in time. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it was almost like Bayley reversed it, but then it wasn't a reversal. I don't know who the fuck was supposed to be the offenser and who was supposed to be the defenser in that one. It was just very, very, very clunky. We had a back elbow. Bayley with a Samoan drop. That was actually a decent spot. Nia kicked out, and then Nia accidentally fell onto Jessica Carr, the official. It's like I was watching a fucking Looney Tunes match, and Nia, all discombobulated and out of sorts, fell on the referee like a fumbling fool. In comes Tiffany after Bayley hit a stunner and a rose plant. Tiffany Stratton then took out Bayley with the briefcase, and Nia, like, oh my God, like how disrespectful was this? Nia with a sit up like the fucking Undertaker. Nia, you ain't the Undertaker. If anything, you the fucking Blundertaker with how many botches that you made in that match. So Nia sits up like the Undertaker. She's getting ready to rip Tiffany Stratton's head off. Bayley with a roll up. Nia kicked out. Tiffany distracted Bayley. Nia with probably the best looking spot of the entire match. Avalanche Samoan drop. And then the Annihilator or the Banzai drop. Nia Jax retains the WWE Women's Championship in what was the worst women's match in WWE all year. It may be the worst women's match, period. I'm not even fucking bullshitting you. It may be this match made Mercedes and Britt Baker look like Sasha Banks Bayley classic from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 1. That's how bad this match was here. I don't know what the fuck happened here, but clearly both women were off. It was completely fucking discombobulated. I feel like I'm Mark Briscoe. The word of the day is miscombobulation. This match was a complete fucking miscombobulation of epic proportions. And I swear to God, if you guys have not understood what I've been saying before, now you fucking understand. The women's division coming out of WrestleMania has been a complete clusterfuck, and all they're doing is playing Ring Around the Rosie with the same faces. Bayley, Nia, Rhea, Liv, and it continued going on into Rhea versus Liv later on in the night. We need a complete reset of the women's division. Nia should have never even been champion to begin with. If anything, they just should have cashed in the women's Money in the Bank contract at SummerSlam, and Tiffany Stratton should be the new women's champion right now. And another thing that I need to say, and I'll hand it over to Rage after this, why the fuck are we teasing Tiffany Stratton as a babyface? Why? I'm not sure if you guys understand this, but Tiffany Stratton is a legit mean girl turned professional wrestler. She is the furthest thing from a babyface. She may get cheers, people may chant Tiffy time, but the woman is a prim, proper bitch of epic proportions. She may get cheered during the cash-in, but she's not going to be cheered following the cash-in, okay? Stop trying to unnecessarily push Tiffany Stratton as a babyface.
Well, the fans want her as a babyface.
It's not working. It's just not working. We need a complete overhaul. I'm serious.
The way they're booking is not working because they had the perfect prime opportunity. But I'll let Rage take the floor.
Yeah, I actually want to hear from Rage here because I'm telling you, it is getting very, very frustrating to see the same faces over and over and over again in the division. Meanwhile, you got Meechin and Chelsea Green, who have been waiting for a fucking opportunity to break out. We got a great dumpster.
They're playing in the dumpster.
Yeah. We had a great dumpster match on SmackDown, and yet during the pay-per-view, we get two bed shitters. I don't get it. Rage. Let me hear what you got to say.
You know, honestly, when I was there, oh my God, what am I supposed to say? You know, like Nia Jax. To be honest with you, for me, I thought she was getting better. In my opinion, I thought she was, but this match was just fucking ridiculous. Like, it was just all over the place. She was doing moves she's not supposed to be doing. And Bayley, it looks like they wasn't even trying. You know, like, I went to go get something to eat. Like, I went to go get a burger that was fucking shit. That was $20. But, yeah, it's honestly, to me, this match was just piss poor. And then, you know, people was chanting Tiffy, you know, when she came in. But the whole cash-in thing, she should have cashed it in, and she should have won that shit. I don't like Tiffy time. To me, I don't really care for her. She's a good wrestler though, but I don't really care for her persona.
She's probably the best representation for the women's title at this very moment, though. I think everyone can agree on that.
Yeah. I ain't like disagreeing with, you know, how she I don't know how to say it. But anyway, I feel as though that she should have cashed it in and she should have won. But they just gonna keep dragging this out, you know, for some reason, WWE love to drag out storylines. For
It's really getting very, very tough to watch. We need new blood. We need new blood in the division. And I know Hoolagrim's going to say the same thing here. Let me hear what you got to say, Hoolagrim.
Yeah, go ahead.
This match was absolutely, I mean, the best part, to piggyback off what Rage said, the best, Nia Jax has been doing some of the better work of her career this year, I feel. So I would like to, give her credit for the good that she's done this year. Yesterday, however, so I was talking with my buddy Otis yesterday, and we were over on his channel, and I was saying, Nia Jax, I applaud her for trying some new stuff. Like, she was trying to mat wrestle. She was attempted the Hurricane Rana. I don't necessarily know. Like, maybe against somebody like Rhea Ripley, who's a little taller, a little more weight on her, and can, throw some weight around in the gym. So I don't know why she would have tried that necessarily on Bayley. I don't know why 7 years into her career she tries this on a championship match in a pay-per-view. Yeah, it wasn't good. The best part of the match for me was Bayley's hair looking like it was dripping. How her fade was shaved into like little drip drops was the thing that just my eyes couldn't stop staring at that. Yeah, Bayley and her have no chemistry in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not every match is going to be a 10, obviously. So these two, hopefully, they had a prime opportunity to have Tiffy come down, cash in on Nia, and get the title. And now they're going to drag this MFR out. We got Charlotte coming back. Eventually, Becky will be back. I don't know if anybody else is out that I can't think of right now, but this is just getting delayed. And
great. We're gonna have to do Queen versus
sometimes
Queen.
I'm not mad at WWE for rocketing somebody to the top and watching their ascent go really quickly to a title if it's not like in the first 5 matches. So I feel like all year long, since she came from NXT, we've seen the trajectory for Tiffany Stratton, and we know it's coming. They should have done it yesterday. I would have been all for it. And now we got to wait longer. And the longer we wait, the less I'm going to care when it happens. I don't care, to me, whether she's heel or babyface. I see the potential in her. She is amazing in the ring. And I can't wait to just see more of her work every time she gets booked in a match. So.
Oh, I meant to give my opinion on this. Yeah, I don't want her as a babyface. Like, she needs to be a heel. I don't know why they trying to like push it to be a baby face, for her to be a baby face, but she just doesn't seem like a baby face.
She's a nice person, I'll tell you that.
Everybody's heel though. Everybody's heel.
Not really. Not really. They got some baby faces in the
Bayley's a baby face, and who's baby faces?
Bayley, Naomi, Meechin's a baby face. Bianca's a baby face, but she's stuck in a tag team with fucking Jade Cargill.
Okay.
Well, yeah, those great women's tag team titles, right?
They could have had. I would have rather had seen Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill in a match, to be honest.
I know.
Yeah,
I really would have. I was actually shocked that they were there just to be like basically eye candy or hostesses or whatever, It would have been better. It would have been more value for the fans' money that they spent to put those two women in a match, because whether you like what they do in the ring or not, visually they look like a gajillion bucks, and I would pay to see them in the ring, and to have them up in a press box party of segment whatever was just I didn't care for that.
No. Didn't need that. You know what I don't care for? I don't care for the fucking women's tag team titles.
Yeah. They're kind of pointless. They're just a little shoulder decoration for the women.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Dude, half of the fucking division is stuck in factions and fucking tag teams. Look at the tag teams that we got. We got the Unholy Union. We got Bianca and Jade Cargill. We got the fucking Katana Chance and Caden Carter, right? We got fucking Pure Fusion Collective. What the fuck is a Pure Fusion Collective?
I don't know, but they got to
Who is that?
Pure Fusion Collective. Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, and Zoe Stark. Otherwise known as the NyQuil crew.
What the fuck?
I was calling them something else, but I don't want to get you canceled. So I'll keep it to
I
Give me
myself.
an idea.
know what you're gonna say.
Give me an idea.
You don't know shit.
No.
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
Now, you're going to have me thinking about this all night now. Anyway, we're not here to talk about boring Fusion Collective.
For real, put me to sleep, collective.
What was I gonna say? I'm fucking losing my train of thought here. Oh yeah, Bailey and Nia Jax, fucking terrible, absolutely fucking terrible in every sense of the word. Get these two women far away from each other. And dude, my God, what a fall from grace for Bailey. She had something great going into WrestleMania, and she had a great match with Io. She won the championship. Now look at where she is.
Just look at Bailey though, and like compared to Nia, like what is Bailey? And I don't mean this disrespectfully towards Nia, but it is what it is. She's a larger woman. She just is, and I'm not making fun of her for that. But what do you expect Bailey to be able to do with someone that big? That's like asking Spike Dudley to go in there and have a 5-star classic with Andre the fucking Giant, right?
Well, granted, I'll tell you this.
I mean, it's like, what do you want him to do?
Granted, I'll say this. The match that they had at SummerSlam was decent, even though they were put in a bad spot.
I think that they were allowing Nia to try some things that maybe they should have had her practice multiple times throughout her career over 7 years before they just said, hey, go do a Hurricane Run out there on your championship match at Bad Blood. Why not? It just, oops. It was just kind of oops.
Yeah, I guess now we'll have to name that the Nia Kanrana when you powerbomb yourself.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna do that again, to be honest.
Oh my God, what a fucking train wreck! Oh my God, I'm telling you, it was like a legit train wreck. I fucking couldn't look away.
I applauded her for trying, but I don't think that was the time or the place.
Oh my God, and Rage went to go get food during the match.
Yep, sure did.
What did you get? Anything good? What do they have over there?
She had a burger.
Yeah, I had a burger.
Really?
Which was terrible.
Was it as worse as the match?
No, actually, it was pretty good.
Hey. There you go. Moving on here. After that disastrous fucking women's match, my God, women's wrestling, not a good night for women's wrestling. And we'll talk about that after we talk about this match. Finn Balor and Damian Priest. This was probably the one undercard match out of all of the undercard matches that had the potential to be great. And that's exactly what we got here. Balor and Priest, they've been building up this whole entire feud since the beginning of the year, where Finn Balor and Damian Priest, they were having a lot of tensions building because Damian Priest, he kept on wanting to cash in. He ended up cashing in. Priest became the world champion, and Finn Balor ended up fucking Damian Priest over, and he cost Damian Priest the world championship. What?
No diddy.
No diddy. Yeah. I don't think we can use that term anymore because holy shit.
I know.
Diddy. Oh my God.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
How many fucking bottles of baby oil? Anyway, I'm moving on. Forget I said that. Finn Balor, Damian Priest. Lose my train of thought here. Finn Balor, Damian Priest. This was building for the majority of the year, resulted in Finn Balor costing Damian Priest the World Heavyweight Championship to Gunther at SummerSlam in a very good match, by the way. Very, very, very good match that was. This was probably the second match that made the most sense, minus Punk and McIntyre, because, hey, there's a lot of bad blood between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. This was a great match for what it was. Matter of fact, I could have watched him go another 5 more minutes if they wanted to. I think this match only went about 12 and a half minutes, but for the 12 and a half minutes that it went, we did see glimpses of NXT Balor. Damian Priest, he is severely underappreciated. Balor is severely underutilized. You give these guys time, they're going to give you a great undercard match. That's exactly what we got. But the outcome, I'm sorry. The outcome, no bueno. Priest, he was in control early here. We had some heavy strikes. He laid in on Balor. Balor with a sling blade on the floor. Rapid fire stomps. Priest with a big forearm. Balor came back with a tilt-a-whirl Russian leg sweep. Priest mounted a comeback with a corner splash and a broken arrow. Sling blade by Balor. Tornado kick by Priest. Comebacker lariat by Priest. Priest has a very nice comebacker lariat. That got a 2 count. Balor with a Pele kick. Both men are down. Priest with a razor's edge. 1, 2. Balor kicked out again. We had a pounce by Damian Priest sending Finn Balor over the table. Razor's edge on the apron. Out comes the Judgment Day. And the Judgment Day caused a distraction. We had a shotgun drop kick by Balor. Coup de grace on the money. 1, 2. Damian Priest was able to kick out. Priest then took out Carlito and JD McDonough. Finn Balor with the eye of the hurricane. Coup de grace to the back of Priest's neck, which looked very nice. A second coup de grace to the back of Priest's neck. Priest, he was caught in a position where he was set up for a third coup de grace right to the back of the neck, but Finn Balor was caught in the goozle. South of heaven choke slam. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest wins. A very good undercard match for what it was here against Finn Balor at Bad Blood. As I stated, these two guys, they have history with each other, and I had a feeling that these two were going to go out there and make the most of the time that they were given, and that's exactly what they did. But I don't understand why Damian Priest was the guy that came out victorious here. I'm not sure if you guys realize this, but Damian Priest has had quite a decent year, if I do say so myself. He was recently the tag team champion. He recently cashed in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. He was the World Heavyweight Champion, and he put on one hell of a brawl with Gunther at SummerSlam. He beat Drew McIntyre in his home country, so I don't really understand why Damian Priest is the guy to get the win here. And this is what I keep on telling you. Damian Priest, he's the made man here. Finn Balor has not had the proper utilization on the main roster in 8 years, and Finn Balor, he's the guy that beat Damian Priest, or screwed over Damian Priest, excuse me. He screwed over Damian Priest at SummerSlam. I don't understand why, if you weren't really going to invest in this new Judgment Day, why did you even have Balor cost Damian Priest the world title to begin with? Why didn't you just build up the turn further and further and further? It seems very, very, very fucking stupid. And then on top of that, Damian Priest basically took out the entire Judgment Day on his own. So how credible really is the Judgment Day right now? The Judgment Day at this point, they're basically dead. There's no credibility. If 3 guys cannot take out one man, Damian Priest, in this match, then what is the fucking point? Seriously. What is the point? I don't understand why. If you weren't going to keep the feud going, why didn't you have Balor win? At this point, Balor doesn't even have a leg to stand on. If they continue the feud afterwards, I'm going to ask, why? Why? Priest already beat him. What is there left to prove? Priest and Rhea beat Dom and Liv at Bash in Berlin, and then Damian Priest beat Finn Balor here. Priest at this point is done. By all logical standpoint, he's done with the Judgment Day. The only reason why this could be the case, now again, I'm not sure if this has anything to do with it, but it could be a possibility. Maybe they did this because Damian Priest is looking to get a rematch with Gunther because Balor screwed him over, and they need challengers for Gunther. And I guess since Priest is still a babyface, now he beat Finn Balor, and Priest is probably going to go after Gunther one more time. Maybe Finn Balor fucks over Damian Priest again, and then we get another match. But, I mean, it seems like they're doing everything ass backwards at that point. Either way, Priest didn't need this win. He didn't. Priest could take a loss and he'll be fine. But Finn Balor, I mean, what becomes of Finn Balor now? How is anyone going to take Finn Balor and this new Judgment Day seriously when all they're good for is beatdowns on weekly TV? And then when they get to the actual pay-per-view, they can't get the job done. The Judgment Day, ever since getting rid of Rhea and Priest, hasn't won a big match. So how credible really are they? The answer is they're not. Good match, very good match. Wrong outcome. I don't understand why anyone believes Priest needed this. Balor was the guy to beat Priest, and then that could have resulted in a match, potentially with a stipulation. Steel cage match, last man standing match, street fight, you name it. But now, where do they go from here? Priest may go after Gunther again, but where does Balor go? The Judgment Day is dead. Good match, wrong outcome. Rage, let me hand it over to you. What you gotta say?
For this match, I agree with you. It was a good match. It was a wrong outcome. I was hoping Finn Balor would win. I was hoping he came out as Demon Finn Balor. That would have been cool. But other than that, this match was pointless to be on a pay-per-view. In my opinion, should have been on Raw or some shit.
Yeah.
Judgment Day is dead. Like, I liked them when they first came out, with Rhea and Damian. Like, it just felt like, it was cool to like the Judgment Day. Now the Judgment Day is just like, they got Carlito on there, which I would never understand. Why is he even there?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that shit out.
Why'd they even bring him back? Holy shit. Listen, bruh, you spit in the face of people who don't like to be cool. Bro, you ain't cool anymore.
He's got to be. He's less cool right now than Johnny Gargano.
Oh God.
And that's sad because Gargano's fucking great. At least Gargano can put on a good match.
And I just mean in terms of personas, personalities, not the coolest, most charismatic guy on the roster, right? Johnny Gargano. So he's amazing in the ring, yeah, but
would you take Jack Perry over Carlito?
No.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Rage, continue. We'll have this fucking talk after you're done.
Oh my God. Anyway, the match was really good. I don't really have too much to say on it because, like I said, this match shouldn't have been on the pay-per-view. We should have got Gunther and Sammy. That's what I
nailed it. Nailed it.
Yeah, we should have got Gunther and Sammy because that's what I thought when before I got my tickets. I was like, yeah, they're gonna put Gunther and Sammy on, and I was like, when we got these matches, with the two women's matches and these matches, it's like no titles on the line. And it's like, what the hell is what is the point in this pay-per-view at to move things forward? But they ain't gonna move. They ain't gonna do nothing with Finn Balor. It's just this guy is just washed right now, man.
That's sad, man. It really is.
That's really sad.
He can still go. The guy can still go.
Exactly.
Where does Priest go?
Where does Priest go? That's the thing. It's like, I think he's gonna go like you said. I think he's gonna try to go back after Gunther. But how many people gonna constantly go after Gunther?
Well, again, it all depends. Like, how long are they going to extend the Sami Zayn Gunther feud? Because after that, you got Crown Jewel coming up, which we're going to talk about after we let Hooligan talk a bit, and then then you got Braun Breaker, who recently just turned babyface, right? And I don't know why they turned him babyface, and they had him.
What are you talking about?
But Braun Breaker lost the Intercontinental title to Jey Uso, and then Braun confronted Gunther. So Braun is officially turning babyface. I don't know why, but it's because they got no challengers for Gunther, so they're turning Braun Breaker babyface. Meanwhile, he hasn't even gotten his feet wet as a heel.
Man, that's because I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown this week, so I don't know what the hell happened.
I did a whole 10-minute video on why Jey Uso beating Breaker was the wrong outcome. Go watch it right now. That's a cheap plug right there for everyone.
Okay, I gotta watch that because
Ray just sounded like an AEW fan right now.
What?
What are you talking about? How am I sound like AEW fan? I'm kind of curious.
I didn't even mention him. I didn't even mention AEW.
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing.
Fuck.
Oh, okay.
This is what Hula Grim always does. Now I know why he took a 6-month break. Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Rage, you got anything else to say? I'm not sure what's going to happen, but yeah, the only logical step for Priest now is to go after Gunther. If they're continuing this feud with the Judgment Day, I mean, like it just goes hand in hand with WWE just being lazy throughout the fall and winter season. But do you have anything else that you want to add?
No, because like I said, Finn Balor should have won, like you said, and this match was pretty much pointless to be on the pay-per-view. That's just me.
Hooligrim, what you got for us?
Just to piggyback a little bit off of what Rage said, I agree with her totally. I would have rather seen. I'm trying to think. There must be something going on Monday, because
Sammy and Gunther.
No, but I mean, in the sports world, maybe, or something. Like, I know Monday Night Football, but is there anything else? Like, is it baseball playoffs, maybe, or something? Because I feel like they want to pop a rating for Monday. Because why would they? When have they ever saved a world title match for a Raw instead of put it on a pay-per-view? I can't ever remember them doing that.
If you want to do world title matches on Raw, fine. But in this case, that's a world title match.
But it also needs to be on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's served for a pay-per-view.
And like you said with the outcome, how many people are they going to throw at Gunther at one time? Because didn't CM Punk claim he wants Gunther?
So if my calculations are correct, we could be looking at Gunther and Sammy. Maybe we get one more match with Gunther and Sammy before Gunther inevitably takes on Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel. Then it's Gunther and Punk at Survivor Series, and then it's probably Gunther and Damian Priest at Saturday night's main event, and then it's going to be Braun Breaker and potentially Gunther at the Royal Rumble. That's how I see things playing out, at least.
This
is me looking long term.
I really enjoyed Corey Graves' commentary during this match because he specifically went on a little mini rant about how Finn Balor has not been the same human being or wrestler since he became the first Universal Champion and had to relinquish it the very next day. I really enjoyed that little tie back to history because, in my opinion, when Finn Balor had his little resurgence and he went back to NXT as the Prince and he was the heel, I loved that version of Finn Balor, but that was the best version of Finn Balor since NXT's original Finn Balor when he would swap personas before he got called up to the main roster. And what he does from now is, well, he's kind of fucked because, like you said, if Priest is moving on, obviously they're going to send Priest on to, other opponents now. Who's Finn Balor going to go after? Are they going to wrestle the New Day for the next 6 months? Or I don't know. Is he going to turn on? What is the use of Carlito and JD McDonough when all they've been is goofies? You can't even call them lackeys because every time they get up on the apron, they get absolutely waffled or pancaked or pick whatever kind of French toast, whatever kind of breakfast carb.
Well, JD and Finn are the current tag team champions right now.
Yeah, I know. So I'm thinking that Finn's going to turn on.
That means anything, but
I think they're going to lose, and Finn's going to turn on him and Carlito. He's going to do the same thing that he did to Damian Priest. He's going to just turn on them all, and then that's going to be the eradication of the Judgment Day. And we probably, who knows what we're going to see with JD McDonough or Carlito after that, but because that's the only thing I can see them doing with Finn Balor. What else are they going to do with him? If he doesn't turn on Carlito and JD McDonough, what is he actually going to be involved in?
All Dom has is his fucking toilet paper and live then.
Oh, I forgot about Dom. Oh, man. I honestly don't know. I forgot about Dom, so that
he got hung from the shark cage, so I don't know. Rage, do you have any response to Mr. Hooligrim?
No, I'm good.
Fucking hell, man. Judgment Day. God, my God. At this rate, you may as well call them street trash. Oh, my God. They are useless.
And if they're called the Judgment Day, why is he wearing a shirt that says street trash?
I know, right? That's why I said it.
Why did they have to get
Wait,
that
who?
copyrighted?
Carly
Who?
McDonough.
Joe.
They've been coming out in these T-shirts that say Street Trash, but their name is not Street Trash. It's the Judgment Day. So I don't understand.
Oh God.
What the hell is going on?
Go look that shit up. I'm telling you, it's real.
Hold on, let me look this up because
Look it
JD
up.
McDonough was wearing it yesterday. His shirt said Street Trash, and I'm like, what?
yeah, I didn't see it. Like
I
you know,
saw
it's
it
not-
during when they were first walking into the building.
He's been wearing it for a little bit now, a couple weeks now, but it's
Oh my
annoying
God.
because
But
it's
yeah,
like that's not their name.
Listen, good match, right? Okay, everyone's going to agree it was a good match, but
Yeah, it was a good match. They're both
wrong
good
outcome,
wrestlers.
man. Wrong
Finn Balor's a
outcome.
great wrestler. He's not lost a step. He's just been one of the most horribly booked talent that the company has for since the Universal title became a thing, to be honest.
It's true. It's honestly true. Oh Lord. So while Raging Girl Gamer is looking up Street Trash, let me take this time. Let me take this time to thank everyone for joining on in. Thank you very much to Dan. Thank you very much to John Blaine. Thank you very much to Ryan Powell. Thank you very much to Matthew. Raging Girl Gamer is lighting up the chat herself. You guys are awesome. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you taking the time out of your day to listen to your boy, DJ Shizzle Dizzle, with Raging Girl Gamer, who was in attendance last night for Bad Blood, and Big Hula Grim right down below. If you guys haven't done so already, be sure to get in your super chats, your super stickers, your super thanks. Become a member of the channel. Be sure to get your tickets for Battle in the Borough as well. Battle in the Borough is taking place in just 13 days. 13 days on October 19th, 2024, right here in Elmwood Park, New Jersey at the Elmwood Park Rec Center. 7 action-packed matches are going down. It is the first event in the Elmwood Park Rec Center for pro wrestling in 5.5 years, orchestrated by yours truly. And I'm telling you, it is going to be one hell of an event. And I know, Raging Girl Gamer, you're going to be up here on the East Coast. Raging Girl Gamer, of course, I had a feeling you were going to do that. Rage with a $5 super chat, just for the hell of it. This is why, I'm telling you, Hula Grim, Rage has got you beat right now. You got to step up your game.
She always beats me at everything.
Oh, stop! Yeah, I think you get me in Destiny, man.
Oh no, I feel like you easily whip my ass in Destiny.
You guys are gonna have to settle that later on tonight.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, moving on here. We got a couple more things to talk about with Bad Blood. Triple H came out, and we heard the melodious sounds of Motorhead. It's time to play the game. I was hoping you would do that. I was hoping.
Oh man, that was great. I almost got lightheaded.
Triple H with his big ass nose. He
Rest in peace,
trots on
Lemmy.
down to the ring.
This big ass nose, I'm dead.
So he came down to the ring. It was a podium. And I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, we're getting another championship. I swear to God, why do we have so many titles in the WWE? We already have, like, the women's tag team titles. We need to get rid of those. But yet Triple H is out here bringing out another title. So I didn't know what was going on. So Triple H, he talked about 60 sellouts in a row. Yeah, that's great, Triple H. Like, I don't really give a shit about how many times you sell out an arena. Can you give me a good fucking show? And can you book some new people at the top of the card, please? Thank you. 60 sellouts. I swear to God, all these WWE cocksuckers are going to
I know why he's doing it.
Yeah, I know why he's doing it. Yeah, it's fucking pettiness. I swear to God. Pettiness amongst the entire industry.
You can just tell when the way he even like walked to the ring yesterday, and when he got into the ropes, and he's just kind of, even when he did it for what was it? Was it NXT's little pay-per-view that they just had? We got in the ring and he's going like this, like looking out, like, and the arena's got a lot of people, but it's not that many people, right? But he's going like you just see people for miles, right?
The Allstate Arena.
Oh yeah,
whoa!
And he's looking up into the rafters, like, whoa, there's bodies way up hanging. Like, what's going on? Oh my God, the place is packed, and it's like you're just doing that to just accentuate the fact that AEW doesn't have anybody at their shows, really. So
they have people. They just don't sell out because they're terrible.
no,
at
it's
marketing.
not the numbers that WWE does, and that's just Triple H's. Even and it's like his sole purpose at the press conference, he's got to be the first one to sit down and talk about all the numbers, and it's like he just literally wants to put it in their face constantly, and it's like, okay, we don't need to do this every time, do we?
Dude, I'm telling you, fucking egos everywhere. That's the fucking problem with these two major.
And I'm not a
wrestling.
big AEW fan, so for me to say that, I feel like says something because it's like even
I'm a
I
pro
know what
wrestling
he's doing.
fan. Like, listen, I watch both companies. I take notes on both companies. I say when AEW is the best show of the week. Sometimes I say when SmackDown's the best show of the week. Sometimes I say when Raw is the best show of the week. And I do this shit extensively, and I'm as unbiased as you can get. And everyone should know this. I am not a shill for either company. I don't want to work for any company. But, dude, the pettiness amongst these companies, it is just too fucking much, man. It really is.
Yeah, I agree.
But so Triple H came out. He talked about WWE Crown Jewel coming up. He says it will be the beginning of a new era. Really? Because this era.
What does that mean? I felt like that was some sort of message, like a little, like a subliminal, like I don't know. I took that some type of way. Like, what's he talking about?
Yeah, I know. I was like, new era.
We're gonna get
like,
some sort of new Arab-themed gimmicked wrestler coming in at Crown Jewel.
I don't fucking know. But so he talked about the reigning WWE champion will face the reigning world champion for both the men and the women. Neither title will be on the line, and whoever wins will be crowned the 2024 Crown Jewel champion. And this is going to be a yearly thing. So out comes Gunther, the Ring General. And Gunther, you know, it's so funny. You can have Gunther appear on the show to run down Bill Goldberg, but you can't have Gunther wrestle on the show and fight Sami Zayn. Am I missing something here? Seriously.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Something?
Like, is there some sporting event going on besides Monday Night Football tomorrow that they want to pop a rating, try to get against
Probably
or something? Because
playoffs?
it doesn't make sense why they would do that. It pisses me off, actually.
So fucking stupid, man. And now we got to sit through 2 nights of SummerSlam next year.
And the only reason why they did the whole segment with Goldberg was to do the throwback to Bill Goldberg being at a Bad Blood against Triple H back in the day. So, and he's from Atlanta. So it was just like, this wasn't really needed. Any other arena in the country that would have had Bad Blood would have booed the fuck out of Bill Goldberg. He only got cheered because it was Atlanta.
I was confused, and I totally forgot he was from Atlanta.
Yeah. And then in the end, like Triple H raised up Bill Goldberg's hand, and then you heard the fucking bugle horns. And I'm like, fucking hell. Go to the next segment. Go to the next fucking segment. I don't need to hear that.
Was that Triple H playing his nose like the trumpet?
No, that's just how I do the Bill Goldberg theme song.
Oh, I thought when you were doing this, you were like making fun of Triple H, like he was playing his nose like a.
No, I wasn't. I was just opening my mouth like a fucking bird beak.
Sorry, my bad.
All right, what was I saying? Okay, so Gunther came out, and he talks about winning the Crown Jewel Championship and how he's been on a major role this year. He called out Bill Goldberg in the crowd. This was the only decent part of the segment. He called Bill Goldberg a one-trick pony.
I like that.
And then he
That
goes.
shit was funny.
No. This was funnier. He goes to Bill Goldberg's son and he goes, Gage, you know, I really hope that Bill is a better father than he is a professional wrestler. So,
he said for you, I hope.
That popped me.
Yeah, that was great.
So Bill hopped the barricade. Bill hopped the barricade, and I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker.
I wouldn't call that a hop. He barely got over that motherfucker without severe injury. Did you see that? He could barely lift his leg. He had to put his chest on the railing and kind of flop over that thing. I was like, oh, please don't let this be a tease for an upcoming match. I don't think it was, but...
No, I think it was just a one-time thing.
I'm praying.
I hope so.
For all our sake.
So Bill Goldberg was stopped by like 20 securities before Sami Zayn came out and attacked Gunther. And that ended with the security guards pulling Sammy and Gunther apart. And then Triple H raised Goldberg's hand to the sound of the Bugle theme song. Can I ask a question here? Why do we need a Crown Jewel championship? Yeah, I know, but I'm just being hypothetical here. Why do we need a Crown Jewel championship? Number one, why the fuck do we need a Crown Jewel championship when we already have, A, too many championships going on, and B, why do we need the two world champions for both the men and the women on each show fighting each other to crown a yearly champion at Crown Jewel that's basically going to live and die on the same day? You know what this was? This was exactly what Vince McMahon did back in the day when we had the Raw versus SmackDown shit with Survivor Series before Triple H took over and brought War Games into Survivor Series. This is exactly what we got. We got ourselves a brand versus brand invitational type of deal where the winner essentially gets nothing. The winner essentially gets what? Bragging rights, brand superiority. Why do we need these two world champions going after each other when one champion, because Triple H said that there's going to be a definitive winner, we got one champion that's ultimately going to end up looking weak? You know what this was? This was Triple H essentially admitting defeat without admitting defeat and pretty much telling you what I've been telling you for months now, and it's the fact that WWE has no challengers for their world champions. Cody Rhodes has been going back and forth with the Bloodline for months. Even after he dispatched of Solo multiple times, Cody's still playing Ring Around the Rosie with the Bloodline, and now in comes The Rock. We're going to get Rock versus Cody. How many times are you going to have to bring back The Rock before you realize, you know what, maybe it's time to start building up some new faces? How many times do we need to see Andrade and Carmelo Hayes play Ring Around the Rosie and fight 6 times within the course of 2 months? What about on Monday Night Raw? Why are you wasting Sammy this early when you should be building up Sammy to take the title off of Gunther after Gunther's already had a 500-plus day reign? Triple H basically told you, without telling you directly, yeah, we got no challengers for our world champions. Yeah, Rhea and Liv have pretty much been going back and forth for months. Yeah, we got no one for Nia. So we're going to put these two world champions against each other. We're going to have one women's match and one men's match. And then, hey, we're going to crown a Crown Jewel champion. And then there's people that were in my mentions trying to tell me, oh, yeah, the Saudis were in on this. Fucking Saudis were in on this.
Yeah, they were.
When the fuck did you hear about the Saudis wanting a Crown Jewel championship? If they wanted it, they would have already asked for it prior to the fucking pandemic. Get the fuck out of here with that. This wasn't about the Saudis. This wasn't about the Saudis at all. This was Triple H and Triple H alone, because he's got no challengers for his world champions. And this wouldn't be happening if you built up your undercard. But who the fuck am I? I'm just a 25-year-old kid from the suburbs of New Jersey with fucking jet black hair and Blues Brothers sunglasses that screams into a fucking microphone about pro wrestling. Rage, you want to take this?
I don't know, man. Like, this title is just like I don't know. I don't really care for. How should I put this? I don't really care for the Saudis. I don't. Let's just leave it at that, because I have my reasons, and we're not gonna get into that.
But with the championship itself, I mean, like what good is going to come of this?
Yeah, it's nothing, because it's like a participation fucking shit or some shit. Like that you give a little kid and be like, hey, you did good, so we're gonna give you this championship for winning. Like, or some shit.
And who's gonna win though? Like, you got Gunther and Cody. Gunther,
not. It's you. It's automatically. It's gonna be a fuck finish. It has to be.
It has to be. Yeah.
Cody already took one.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? With what, you can't have one losing clean over the other.
Oh my god, man.
Because in what
Especially
scenario,
like
in what world would they even be fighting one another to begin with? They wouldn't. This was, and that's why I say this. The Saudis were in on this in terms of when the deal Vince made with the Saudi prince years ago. I remember somebody reported. I don't remember who it was, but I remember hearing that the Saudi prince, he was requesting all these wrestlers, some of which who aren't even living. He wanted Macho Man at a Saudi show. He wanted Yokozuna at a Saudi show, like legitimately. He didn't know that these wrestlers were not alive. So he also wanted his own titles. And I feel like this was done, whatever Vince made deal-wise with this guy had to have included some of these things. And it's like a show that doesn't really count. Like they will kind of interweave it into their storyline with their American and European shows, but it's really it's like a show for them that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of what they're really doing throughout the year storyline wise. You know what I mean?
But it should though. I mean, they made it with King and Queen of the Ring. That show was a very good show. That show,
it's a beautiful title, but it's like what are we doing this for? And they didn't even say that it's going to be defended every year at Crown Jewel. He just said it's going to be given out at this Crown Jewel.
No, it's going to be an annual thing. It's going to be an annual thing between.
Well, now every time there's a Crown Jewel, because there's 2 Crown Jewels per year.
No, 1.
There was one back in February, wasn't there?
No, there wasn't. February was the Chambered, bro.
yeah,
February was the Chamber. May was King and Queen of the Ring.
King and Queen of the Ring was in Saudi.
Yeah, that was in May.
Okay, well, in years past, they've had 2 Crown Jewels. I remember.
No. They've had a Super Showdown. They've had a Greatest Royal Rumble. They've had a Chamber in Saudi, but they've never had a Crown Jewel in Saudi. Or no, they've never had 2 Crown Jewels. Excuse me.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just one.
So, well, and it's even worse if it's not twice a year and only once a year. That's even worse.
No. I think King and Queen of the Ring is going to be a consistent thing. King and Queen of the Ring, that's going to be a consistent thing in May.
But the title says Crown Jewel Champion on it. So will they have a Crown Jewel title match on a King or Queen of the Ring in Saudi every year?
No. It's going to be a yearly thing, Triple H said, and it's going to be the 2 world champions, the one women's match.
So every Crown Jewel, the 2 title guys are gonna fight.
Yep.
So these people know what their main event is from here forevermore, no matter what.
Yep. Basically, just like Vince with Raw versus SmackDown.
It's a beautiful title.
We're spelling out 60 times. We're on our
record dates at every show.
In Atlanta.
Tickets are more expensive every single month to achieve this feat. AEW has no fans. Haha. That's all it is.
And I got a big nose. Anyway. This is a waste of time.
It's blocking my view when I drive.
What did you just say?
It's blocking my view when I drive.
Oh my fucking god. Anyway, Pinocchio H. He introduced the Crown Jewel Champion.
There's 3 H's in Pinocchio now, right?
Yeah. Pinocchio HHHO.
Yeah.
Anyway, we could sit here and make nose jokes all day, but yeah, this was a waste of time. Complete waste of time. I don't know why this is even. This is literally the same thing that Vince McMahon did. Fucking hooligan. There you go. Take a look, everyone.
I love Triple H, man. I love that guy. I really do.
Anyway, but I don't understand why we need to resurrect a concept that was basically the same thing that we got with Survivor Series for about 5 years before Triple H introduced War Games. I really don't understand. The solution is simple, and this is the one thing that WWE has always had a problem with, and you could say it's AEW too. You could say it's both companies. Both companies, they are more so WWE, but they don't seem to want to address the fucking problem, and they do everything in their power to dance around the problem instead of tackling it head on. All you need to do is build up challengers for your champions, but instead, no, let's introduce a Crown Jewel championship. It's fucking stupid. It really is.
Well, if you're looking for some positivity, I mean, it's a beautiful title.
Yeah, it is a beautiful title. And listen, Gunther and Cody, that's going to be a great match. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That'll be a damn good match. And listen, that right there, that's a wrestling match that I will be seated for. But it doesn't make sense at this point. It's not needed. That's the thing. It's not necessary.
That's what I mean. It's kind of like a throwaway nothing show in a sense. You know what I mean?
And that shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case, because I've always been a guy that has stated I don't give a fuck whether it's Monday Night Raw, WrestleMania, or if it's a fucking WWE main event or an AEW Rampage or a Ring of Honor show. Make everything meaningful. Not that hard. Really not that hard. All you need to do is put forth a little bit of effort, but they don't want to fucking do it. Let's move on. Let's move on here. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Women's World Championship. Dominic Mysterio is suspended in a shark cage. Dom and Liv came out in the lowrider, which looked pretty damn cool.
That was
Dom
awesome.
was raised in the shark cage, and he was raised high above. Not really that high. It was a decent amount off the ground, but it wasn't like he was dangling from the ceiling. Rhea Ripley kept the pressure on Liv Morgan with the Northern Lights. Liv with a very sloppy-looking sunset flip powerbomb into the barricade. We had a diving code breaker by Liv, which looked very good. That was probably the best spot of the match. Liv with the crucifix driver. Rhea Ripley kicked out. Rhea with a razor's edge. Dom got the door open. I knew he was going to pick the lock. So Dom picked the lock, and Rhea Ripley hit a
He said it's because he did hard time.
What'd you say?
Said he learned how to pick locks doing hard time.
Yeah, there you go. It's like the big
Racist.
boss man. You be serving hard times. So frog splash by Rhea Ripley. Prism lock. Liv was sent into the barricade. We had a riptide on the floor. Dom, like a fucking Nimrod, he falls out and he ends up dangling. He was dangling from a harness. Clear as day it was from a harness. Dangling from the cage, and this is where I said there was just way too many outside shenanigans. It's almost as if they didn't even trust Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley to actually deliver a decent match, and there always has to be outside shenanigans. And this is why I say that the AEW Women's Division has the WWE Women's Division beat right now. Because even though AEW's Women's Division isn't structured enough, all they need is a little bit of structure and they're fine. But at least the AEW Women's Division is giving opportunity to multiple women, and they're allowing those women to go out there on a weekly basis and just wrestle. That's all. That's all we need. Just let them go out there and wrestle. Britt Baker really isn't even all that impressive since she returned, but she put on a better match with Serena Deeb this past Wednesday on Dynamite, more so than both of these women and Nia and Bayley. I mean, all they need to do is just let their women go out there and wrestle instead of overbooking this shit all the way until the fucking brim of the cup is overflowing. Just let the women fucking wrestle. That's all we want. That's what you did with Michin and Chelsea Green. They've been starving for an opportunity, and they delivered a damn good fucking match. That match should have been on the pay-per-view. Never mind these two matches. I mean, holy fuck. But back to what I was saying. Dom, like a Nimrod, fell out of the cage. He was dangling by his leg. He hung himself from the cage. Ripley mocked him. Ripley then told, I don't know who it was. I think it was Dan Angler. I think it may have been Dan Angler. She told Dan Angler, the referee, that she has unfinished business. And she took a kendo stick and started to beat Dominic Mysterio with it. The referee, like an absolute buffoon, he's trying to make sure he doesn't see the fact that Raquel is coming up from behind him. Raquel Rodriguez swoops in, attacks Rhea Ripley. She gets no reaction at all. She then delivered a Tahana bomb on Rhea Ripley, and That caused the DQ. The referee saw it accidentally because this was clearly botched, saw the DQ. Then Raquel placed Liv on top of Rhea Ripley when it was supposed to be Liv pinning Rhea Ripley, but the referee, like a fucking idiot, saw Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know what happened, but something was mistimed. Something was mistimed. Something felt off. Things just didn't click. It really didn't click. So Raquel ended up causing a DQ. Rhea Ripley ended up losing. Rhea Ripley ended up losing her opportunity. She won the match, but she lost her opportunity. And Liv Morgan is still the women's world champion. Way too much shenanigans, way too much outside interference, not enough wrestling. And above all else, I'm telling you, this Liv Dom Rhea storyline, it's losing its luster. It really is losing its luster. I understand the concept of long-term booking. I do. But at the same point in time, you don't need a fucking 10, 11, 12-month story for everything. You don't. Not every match needs a long-term story like that. All you need with a match is give me a reason why they're fighting. We don't need a fucking soap opera drama story where one guy is turning on this other girl because, hey, she didn't help him get a victory over his deadbeat dad in order to develop a match and make it intriguing. Just give me a reason. Give me two credible individuals, put them in the ring, and just let them fucking wrestle. Pro wrestling first is what I say. Pro wrestling first. Enough of the soap opera drama. We need new blood in the division, and that's exactly what I'm going to run with, whether it's the division on SmackDown or whether it's a division on Raw. We need to move on from these stories. We need to build up some new women. How about you build up fucking Lyra Valkyria instead of having her play Ring Around the Rosie with the pure fucking boring collective? I swear to God, if I need to watch one more match between Lyra Valkyria and the fucking Pure Fusion Collective, I swear to God, I'm so happy that Raw is moving back to 2 hours. I swear to God, because if we're going to get more rematches like that, I swear, we are going to be in for a rough 2025 when Raw moves to Netflix, because we're not going to have any commercials over on Netflix. At least with the commercials, we could take a break and look away from the rematches. We could take a break and take a piss. We can go up and get some food, get some dessert. Fucking talk to our family members, take out the trash. But now with Netflix coming around and Raw going back to 3 hours when it moves to Netflix, oy vey. I'm not even Jewish, but oy vey. That's all I gotta say.
I thought that was French.
What?
I thought oy vey was French.
No, oy vey is Jewish. I think it's the Jewish version for holy shit.
Oh.
Nothing like throwing in a couple holy shits in the middle of the rewind. Rage, let me throw it over to you. What you got to say about this match?
This match was decent. They had a couple of good spots. It's just the ending that was just weird. Like, you got Raquel that came out of nowhere, of course. Like I said earlier, nobody who the fuck she was. Like I heard maybe one person behind me was like, "Is that Raquel?" I was like, "Oh my God." But everybody else in the arena was like, it was just quiet. It was just like you'll expect, some hype of somebody coming in, interrupting, as WWE always do. And also, I thought it was a very dangerous spot with Dominic falling out the cage. Like, if that rope, I know he wasn't up that high, but if that rope wasn't, tied to his foot, right? Yeah, he would have he would have injured himself really bad. Because my husband pointed that out. He was like, man, if that rope was not fucking tied up to his foot really good, yeah, that's a 10 feet fucking fall. So, but this match was just weird, in my opinion.
We really need to move on. Like, we really do. Like, the whole Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley shit, it's run its course. It's lost its luster. And it's time that we move forward. It's just not clicking anymore.
Yeah, I'm just tired of it. Like, it's lame. Like, I really don't care about it.
And they haven't even done anything to build up Liv Morgan as a credible threat. Like Liv Morgan's still in the same position. Like everyone standing next to Rhea Ripley looks like a fucking scrub.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Hooligram, I know you got some stuff to say about this. What you got?
Trying to find the positives. I feel like Liv Morgan, I was not even. I've never considered myself to be a fan of hers. I'm not a hater of hers by any means. I feel like they just immediately replaced her. They gave her Alexa Bliss's original gimmick, just minus the doll, before she got into the Bray Wyatt stuff. So that just kind of, it never just really allowed me to watch her with the right mindset. So I didn't really care for anything Liv Morgan's ever really done, to be honest. And then with this whole Judgment Day interaction, I feel, to piggyback off what you guys said, the whole allure of this feud was when the Judgment Day was together, Mommy had the title, he was her little dom. She was running shit, basically. Now that everything is just fractured and frayed and Judgment Day is just literally, I don't even know what's going on.
The street trash.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got Liv winning with Dom and being little weaselly, whatever. I just don't. I don't know really what to say other than it needs to be done for me. I'd never really cared for Dom to begin with, and I don't think I know he's young, but I just look at him and I don't see charisma. I don't see what his father has. I feel like certain things you have to be born with to be a megastar. I don't feel like you can teach that to somebody. And I just don't see that Dom goes anywhere past a mid-card level in his career. But he's probably going to, because he's a Mysterio. And too much Raquel coming out there for me was kind of nonsensical. Is a shark cage match a no DQ match? Because I don't understand if you can use weapons, if you can go to the referee and go, pause the match, sir. I have some unfinished business with Goofy up there hanging, dangling from the rafters. I'm going to go and put some licks on him, and then I'll be back to clean this mess up in a few minutes. And the ref is like, I'll allow that, of course.
Well, you know why? It's not a no DQ match. It's because Dom wasn't a legal competitor. So Rhea Ripley beating the shit out of him was legal, but it was a normal disqualification on match.
Thank you for clarifying, because I was genuinely confused. I'm like, so we've literally just pick and choose the rules in the same match. I was lost by that, but okay, that helps me work that out in my brain, because yesterday I was very confused by that. I saw it completely differently. I'm like, so she can do that with weapons, and it's not a DQ. But I guess you're right. I didn't think about this. She didn't really hit Liv with any illegal object. So yeah, no. It was just too much with the cage and Dom hanging and the Mexican piñata. It's just, that was corny. That was goofy. I'm sure that was Bruce Pritchard or Michael P.S. Hayes' idea. Rhea's better than that. I will say that Liv is like much better in the ring. I think she moves better in the ring this year, and more so lately in the latter stages of the year, even more so than the beginning of the year. She's improved in her fluidity, I think, in the matches. And I think her and Rhea do have some kind of chemistry together. I don't really, Raquel, that's another story, but
well, this wasn't
Rage.
it though. Like something felt off. Rage, you had a question?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that I'm gonna have to go in a little bit.
No, that's fine. We're about to go over the last match.
No, it's like I'm gonna have to give my opinion before you like talk about the whole match.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. But
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. But the last thing that I'll say before we move on, and I'll hand it over to Rage to talk about the last match for a little bit. Yeah, we need a reset in the women's division. And I'll tell you this: if you thought that Bad Blood was bad, we actually could be in line. If Tiffany doesn't cash in, we're looking at Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax at Crown Jewel.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jesus Christ. I don't know what to say on that one.
Well, I'll give you the floor here to talk about the main event, which shouldn't have been the main event. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, with The Rock and Jimmy Uso returning in the end. Universal, how you doing? What's the topic? Professional wrestling, that's the topic. But Rage, let me hand it over to you before you head on out of here. What do you feel was the biggest takeaway from the main event, especially that ending?
Honestly, for me, I feel as though they gave the match to Roman, like for Roman to work the match with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Not too much with Cody, in my opinion. That's what I feel. That my husband had pointed that out, that he felt as though that because he's a casual fan. He don't really watch wrestling too much, but he was just noticing certain things, just like, and stuff like that. But other than that, the match was good in my opinion. It was fun. It was fun to watch. I literally lost my voice.
I saw that
When The Rock
reaction.
came out. Yeah, when The Rock came out, I honestly I didn't expect The Rock to come out. People was saying that, oh, The Rock is in Georgia. He's 3 hours away, and I didn't expect him to, like. I mean, even though he didn't really do shit, all he did was just come out, fucking do 1, 2, 3, and slice of the neck. He didn't really do anything. He didn't come out, do no promo or stuff like that. But I feel as though he should have came to the ring, stared down somebody or something. I don't fucking know. But that's just me. But other than that, the match was great. It was a great vibe. It was a great pace and stuff like that. But, I had fun. I was,
Wrong
I
outcome,
did
though.
have fun.
I'm telling you this.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, honestly, they should have. I don't know. What do you mean by wrong outcome? How do you feel like what you mean by wrong outcome?
It's quite simple. Solo's coming off of 2 world title match losses against Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes. The second one was clean. Roman's already a made man. Roman Reigns is essentially the modern day Undertaker. That's how credible he is. So why
Yeah.
exactly does Roman need the win here? This should have resulted. Now, I knew The Rock was going to show up, but The Rock showed up too late. This should have resulted in The Rock showing up and costing Roman and Cody. Ref goes down. Rock swoops in, rock bottom to Roman, and Solo pins Roman. Because now, I mean, Solo Sikoa, if you look up dead in the dictionary, Solo Sikoa's picture is right there. No one's going to take the bloodline seriously now. Seriously, the only credible guy in the bloodline is Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu, yeah.
Which, by the way,
Oh,
I'm going to say one thing before I let you speak. I am very, very disappointed. I'm very disappointed that we did not hear Jacob Fatu scream, "I love you, Solo," in a very ferocious tone.
Yeah, he did.
I'm disappointed we didn't hear that.
He did.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
When?
At some point in the match, I got done watching the match right before we went live, like right before I talked to you guys backstage before we started the show. And at one point, he does say, "Solo, I love you."
I know you were saying something about you're not my tribal chief to Roman Reigns or some shit. Yeah, that's what I heard.
But,
I don't remember what point in the match, but he does yell it. He does.
I would love to know whose idea that was. I would love to know if that was Triple H's idea or if that was Solo's idea. I'd love to know. And by the way, Universal, the ratings don't matter. The ratings don't matter. The Rock is back specifically because, yes, they are building towards a Bloodline War Games and they are building towards Rock and Roman, but the ratings don't matter, okay? That's the whole reason why WWE is moving to Netflix, because cable TV ratings are not used to decipher how hot a product is anymore. You take a look at every single wrestling promotion from 5 years ago versus now. All the ratings are down because cable TV is dying. So please,
go look at the YouTube views. Go look at the Twitter views. Go look at the merch sales. That's what gauges product
that's why
nowadays.
they're moving to Netflix. Monday Night Raw is moving to Netflix. That's why
All
Dynamite
internet based now.
Dynamite and Collision are going to simulcast on HBO Max. Pretty soon, NXT is going to follow. SmackDown is going to follow. Everything's going to be on a streaming service. So please, like, it doesn't matter whether you disagree or not, Universal. That's the truth. That's the truth. Fucking people with all these fucking ratings excuses. Shove the ratings excuse up your fat ass, all right? Jesus God. But yeah, the Rock should have cost Roman and Cody. The Rock should have cost Roman and Cody. I don't give a fuck if Netflix never made a profit. Research the numbers and shove it right up your ass. I don't care. Get the fuck out of my chat. God. Who the fuck?
Goodbye.
Who the fuck?
Goodbye.
Retard. You're banned. Thank you. Goodbye. Fucking hell. There's always someone. I haven't had a fucking retard like that in a while.
There's always one.
Always one. But anyway, the whole point that I'm trying to make is
retard like that in a while.
I haven't. That's the first time in a while I had one like that. First time in a while. But
yeah, because I'll be in here and it'll be like,
it's chill in here. It's very chill.
Yeah.
But the whole point that I'm trying to make is the fact that you can't build up new stars if you aren't going to take the old guard and use the old guard to get the other people over. The match didn't make any sense to begin with. Cody's reason for teaming with Roman was completely nonsensical because, again, he already beat Solo twice. So what did he have to prove to Solo? Now that Jimmy Uso is back and now that Roman Reigns beat Solo, what exactly does the bloodline have left other than I love you, Solo, Jacob Fatu? What's left? Unless The Rock is going to be revealed as the mastermind behind the new bloodline and we're going to get a War Games match, which we should get, then I don't understand where this is going. But either way, it would have been more effective if The Rock fucked over Roman and Solo, and then that would have led to a War Games match. Rock's bloodline would have won. Rock and Cody at the Rumble. Roman fucks over Rock. Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. We don't need a triple threat match. No triple threat. No Cody Rock. Roman Rock. Roman beats The Rock. And the bloodline storyline, it ends because they've been dragging that shit on far too long.
Dude, if it's a triple threat match, I just lose my mind. Like, seriously.
We need Cody and Punk. Cody and Punk is the WrestleMania match for the world title. Cody and Punk.
Ooh. Yeah, I would like that.
That's the way to go. Night 1, Roman and Rock. Night 2, Cody and Punk.
I like that.
That's what we need. Hula Grim, have you got anything to say? The match was very good.
I got a lot to say, but Rage has got to go, so you might want to.
Yeah, I don't really have too much to say. I wanted to say thank you for letting me be on here, DJ and Hula Grim, and I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I love y'all too, man. But like, I appreciate y'all. I really do. I'm trying to get into doing analysis and stuff like that. DJ, you gave me some great advice that really motivated me. So I really do appreciate you.
Hey, listen, I'm very, very happy to have you on. Whenever you want to come on, just let me know and we could talk about these matches. I would definitely start doing what me and Hula Grim do. We take some notes so that way it helps us in the long term. But
Rage, you're right.
I hope that your husband is good and hope that he's feeling a little bit better. And I definitely hope that you have a great week. Hope everything works out good. You need anything, you already know what to do.
Oh, yeah. DJ motherfucking Storms.
Damn right. That's me. I run the fucking IWC.
Oh, man. All right. I'll see y'all.
Have a good one, Rage.
Bye, Rage. I'll talk to you later.
I guess it's just you and me right now, and we got some stuff that we need to talk about regarding this match. But
yes,
I'd like to hear your analysis on this. After you heard me say what I just said, and I said that this match had the wrong outcome. where exactly do all four of these guys go from here? Because listen, Solo's new bloodline minus Jacob Fatu is pretty much dead.
I understand. I see this angle, I think, from a different perspective than you. And I say that not in it meaning anything bad at all. I just think that I think when you're, and you'll find this out as you get a little older, especially when you venture into your mid-30s, it becomes a different product when the guys you're watching, when you're older than the guys you're watching, as opposed to being younger than the guys that you're watching, right? And I think because of that, I see this angle a little bit differently. And I don't disagree with anything that you said, and I understand where you're coming from. I think a little bit The Rock, I was hoping, I don't really have I'm struggling, sorry for the word I'm looking for. I don't have, like, to me, I don't look at it as it was the wrong outcome, but I would have gone with a different one, I think, in terms of if you're talking about what we're going to end up getting at WrestleMania, it's kind of looking after what they did yesterday, like we're venturing towards Rock Cody at WrestleMania. And I feel like, obviously, we have to take into account what happened after the match on social media, which I'm sure you'll mention after this, but
Yeah.
that thrown in there kind of is like, because I think that they're doing this shit with KO specifically to, it's kind of like Tyler Bate, his little bop and bing when he goes like this with his one hand, and then the wrestler looks over at it and he goes boom, and he just straight punches with the other hand. So you're looking at in one direction and you don't see what's about to hit you from the other. So I think they're doing the KO shit because I think we're really getting a Randy Orton heel turn and against Cody. But with The Rock coming out, he does the 1, 2, 3, then he puts his hand down before he does the throat slit, right? Somebody posted on TikTok an interesting theory about that, because he had told Cody earlier in the year after WrestleMania he had put that object in his hand that we didn't get to see, and he said, "Don't break my heart again." So the 1, 2, 3 was Cody Rhodes breaking The Rock's heart again, and the 3 times were explained in this TikTok typed out on the screen what those 3 things were. And Rock didn't look too pleased with the fact that Rock comes out and is like, wait a second, now you two are friends? Like, I'm sure the whole build to WrestleMania is going to come back, Rock's going to bring that up. And I think that there's better matches, and I think we can do Rock versus Cody later, not necessarily have to be next year's WrestleMania, especially with John Cena retiring. I don't know if they want to do a John Cena Randy Orton
And get it over with.
What, Rock and Cody? Yeah, you could do that too.
Just do it at the Rumble. The
but
best
I think
way
they're
to
gonna
do
have
it.
Cody. I think they're gonna have Cody, Roman, and The Rock all in the Rumble is the problem.
That is fucking terrible, dude. Dude, that is a complete.
It makes it unpredictable, though. You know what I'm saying?
But dude,
and Punk in there as well. Then it's like, oh, anybody could win it.
So you don't need those 3 guys in there to make it unpredictable. Sammy could win it. CM Punk could win it. Drew could be in there as well, and you can mix them up in there. If you want to put Roman in there, you could have Rock and Cody, right? You can have Rock and Cody at the Royal Rumble. Roman fucks over The Rock because The Rock, him and his bloodline, they won at War Games, and then Roman could enter the Rumble, and Rock could fuck over Roman in the Rumble. I mean,
there's so many different ways they could have gone, and I thought I do agree that we're because I called this back in when the rumors of Jacob Fatu coming in were running rampant, and we ended up getting Tongaloa showing up at Backlash. I said we're gonna end up getting Bloodline versus Bloodline War Games, right?
Yeah.
So my idea, if I was doing it, I have my own ideas about how I would do War Games, because I would do a little bit of a spin on the War Games traditionally, how it's usually 5 versus 5. I would take 3 factions of the Bloodline, and I would take Roman Reigns, obviously Jimmy Uso's returned. Obviously, I wouldn't put Cody in this War Games match because he's not really. He's part of the Bloodline story, but he's not the Bloodline. So, I mean, they're probably going to do Cody and Roman and Jimmy Uso versus Solo, Jacob, and. But there's 4 of those guys. So who's going to be the 4th? Jey Uso? Is he still going to be Intercontinental Champion? They're going to reunite. I don't think they should put Jey Uso back with the Bloodline.
No, that needs to happen, dude. Jey is not a singles wrestler. Just reunite the Usos and have it be done.
But he is now, because he's over as fuck, and he's got the Intercontinental title. So he is now a singles wrestler.
Good singles wrestler. He's over because of a catchphrase.
We're not talking about if he's good or not, but the fact remains he's the Intercontinental Champion. He's a singles wrestler.
Get the fucking title off of him. He should have never.
Maybe that's what they'll do, but I wouldn't like to. I think that's too it's just too predictable, too lazy.
The
so
5-on-5 match is simple.
I would have The Rock come in and
Jey, Sammy,
bring 2 guys of his own. I would say my idea was going to be Roman, Jimmy, and I guess Jey, if that's what they're doing, versus Solo. You've got Tongaloa, and then you're like, what about Jacob Fatu? But maybe they don't bring Jey in. Maybe Jacob Fatu ends up turning on Solo, and you got Jimmy, Jacob, and Roman versus Solo, Tongaloa, Tama Tonga versus The Rock. And I say The Rock comes in with Hikuleo and Zilla Fatu of his own. 3v3v3.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't really make too much sense.
I'm just saying that's what I would do.
It just doesn't. I'm going based off of the most logical storyline where the dots all connect. Because you got Jey and Jimmy, and Roman's now has to regain the trust of Sammy, and then you got Hikuleo, which is the surprise entrant, and then the Rock's bloodline, which would have been Rock, Solo, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Jacob Fatu. And that
really say my idea doesn't make sense though, because if you think about it. The Rock comes out. He's pissed that Roman is now buddy with Cody and is like, wait, what's going on here? So that makes sense. But then when Roman lost, remember that speech that Rock had told him, like, if you lose, like, you're out. So Solo brings that back up after Roman loses. He's out. So I'm in charge now. Roman lost and he skedaddled. So he's running the show, but he hasn't been appointed by anybody. He's appointed himself, so it makes sense.
No. The whole point.
I know they're going to say that The Rock has been behind Solo being
that's what I mean.
Right, and I know that's
what they should have done.
I wouldn't have done it that way, though. I wouldn't have done it that way, though. That's what
they should have done. The Rock should have cost Roman, and The Rock should have been revealed as the mastermind behind Solo's new bloodline.
Yeah, they just got to drag it out for a while.
They could still do that. They could still do that, but it would have been better to do it at Bad Blood.
I agree.
That's the whole point that I'm trying to make.
Nevertheless, it was a good match. I felt like it was kind of slow to get going though for a while. I felt like these entrances, and God bless that marching band, but did we really need that? I mean, it took my ear a good while to discern that they were playing Cody's intro song, because it felt like some of the horns were playing a different song altogether. I don't know. It was hard to listen to. And then to transition to his actual theme song, I felt was a tad redundant. I didn't really understand that entrance that they gave him. But nonetheless, it was a good match.
Good match, but wrong outcome.
I'm glad that we hit these lulls, right? Because the storyline is so long. It's like it takes like 3-4 months of stretching just some monotonous same old shit to finally get a little advancement to the storyline. So I'm glad that we got at least some stuff to happen that will advance these storylines for Monday and Friday show, so I'm excited for the fall and leading into the Netflix deal and whatever where we go. But
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, we need to just do Rock and Roman and just have that be the end. I'm done with the Bloodline storyline. It's gone on far too long.
There's so many Samoans in that family. We got they could just be bringing in Bloodline members for the next 10 years.
Where's the noose? Where's the noose? Where's the bleach? Swear to God. But overall, listen, good show, but a lot of the outcomes and a lot of the external material surrounding the wrestling didn't really click. And WWE really needs to focus on building new faces. They need to focus on not always relying on the fact that, not everything needs to be a fucking 10-month, 11-month, 12-month angle. You need to do good things in the short term. Listen,
Right.
the one thing that I will tell you is this. There is one thing that WWE should focus on making long term, and that's the title reigns. Outside of that, you don't need a fucking 10-month feud like you had with Drew and Punk. You don't need that for everything. Punk and Drew was special, but you don't need that for every single feud that's going on right now. And we're really starting to see WWE from a fall and winter perspective. We're starting to see them slip. And last year's fall and winter season was actually very good. I don't know what the fuck happened, but last year's fall and winter season, they had something going for themselves. Now, I don't know what's going on, but September wasn't really all that good. Bad Blood was fine, but I'm not really looking forward to, the weekly material like I usually am. Raw looks great tomorrow because they got a lot of good wrestling going on, but I don't know, man. There's just a lot of people in the wrong places at the wrong time. A lot of people who shouldn't be champions, a lot of people who shouldn't be feuding with certain individuals, and a lot of missed opportunities.
Yeah, I gave it a C+, really like a 7.8, 7.9.
That's all we got. That is all the time that we got, man. Thank you very much for taking the time. I greatly appreciate you. Any last words to say before we head on out?
No, I just want to take a minute to talk about what you got going on with your battle in the borough and how I don't want to say proud because then it sounds like I'm speaking to you like a parental figure or whatever, but I guess I am. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. It's a factual statement, but anyway, that aside, it's cool to know somebody on a personal level that is taking something that they've been doing for a long time that they're passionate about and is trying to evolve that. And so when I learned that you were doing the show, I mean, I know that you go and do your little appearances and your little local shows and whatnot from the videos that you put out on them and stuff like that. But to see you like take that and like try to get to know some of the talent and build a show of your own and do something like that is pretty damn impressive. So I just wanted to say, I support you. Thank you for letting me be a part of something that you're doing by having me on here to talk wrestling with you. It means a lot to me. And
I'm very, very happy to have you
doing what you're doing because you never know. Obviously, this is a huge thing. Like when I first learned about you many years ago, you were, to see the progression and to, take those steps is pretty cool to see. So keep it going. That's
what I plan on doing, man. It's been one of the craziest experiences of my life, and this is the craziest thing I've ever done. And trust me, I only plan on getting crazier as the years go on.
And even to see like what you do with like, going into like your little local businesses and doing your like little sponsorship ads and whatnot. Like that's
I'm having the time of my life doing that shit, man.
It's not an easy thing though. Like to go out there and like to sell, like to pitch yourself to people that might not understand like what you do or, pro wrestling, because a lot of people that don't watch pro wrestling have something to say. I'm sure you come across people that are fans of the product. And
yeah, you'd be shocked, man. You'd be shocked.
I'm sure there's a lot more fans on the East Coast than there are on the West Coast, but that's just pretty impressive to me that you actually, there's a lot of mental barriers you have to overcome mentally to have the confidence to go and sell yourself to different businesses to try to get their backing for something that you're doing. So that's commendable because it's not easy to do.
I
A lot of people
appreciate the
struggle
support,
with
man.
that.
I really do appreciate the support, man. And trust me, I'm just getting started. I am just getting started. That this is going to be the first of many. I'll tell you that. But it's like we're going to have to wrap this one up. We have a lot of material going down throughout the rest of the month for pro wrestling, and I will be keeping my eye on it. And hopefully I'll be seeing you next week for when we do the rewind for AEW Wrestle Dream as well.
Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, Wrestle Dream.
I'd
One
love
of
to
your
be back.
favorite shows ever.
That Wrestle Dream last year was, I don't think it's going to be this year what it was last year, but we'll see. We'll see.
What if Shane McMahon shows up?
Then it's definitely not going to be Wrestle Dream like it was last year. That's all.
Listen, I don't think and not everyone can be an Adam Copeland. I'll tell you that. Not everyone can be an Adam Copeland. But that was a great moment right there. We do have a solid card, and I'm hoping that we do get some good material. Hey, they sold more tickets this year than they did last year, so that's something.
For Wrestle Dream, really?
Yeah.
That's surprising because every other show that they've done this year, they've sold less tickets than prior years. So that's crazy.
No, they actually Forbidden Door, that was actually the biggest gate that they sold in Long Island.
Mm.
Yeah, the prior shows in Long Island, the first show in Long Island was about 8,000. The second show was about 7,200. This year's show in Long Island was about 11,300.
I know, and just quickly, like people rag on the ratings and AEW, the reasons why AEW's numbers are down attendance-wise, ratings-wise, whatever have you. But to put that in context a little bit, and I'll be fair to AEW in this regard, like I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer my whole life, so I'm very much tuned into that form of entertainment and that business. And right now up in Seattle this weekend, the Halo World Championships are going on, and they broadcast that shit on YouTube and Twitch and whatever, same like they do Call of Duty and a bunch of other popular games. But I turned it on yesterday, and the arena that they're in is just nothing but empty seats, and it looked like there were about 5 bodies sitting there total. So how that go? You got to take a look at the economy we're in, the price of tickets. Now, I will say this: AEW does some weird shit with their tickets. They're super expensive when they first go on sale, and then like right before the show, a couple days prior to the show, they'll massively discount tickets, right?
It's not even that. It's just that you got to fucking market. They don't know how to market.
So that's involved, but I'm just saying also this economy that we're in, people are struggling right now to pay bills. So with these wrestling shows charging the prices that they're charging, I'm just saying entertainment across the board is down because people are having to prioritize more what they're doing with their money in the economy that we're in right now. So that also factors into it. It's not just that, oh, the AEW product is less than, and so nobody's showing up anymore. Like everybody likes to say.
I mean, like here's the thing. Like you could use that excuse, but I mean, if WWE is still selling out, then it's clearly a tactic that WWE is using that AEW is not using. And it's the two things that I've always been saying. It's the structure of the shows, because listen, as lackluster as some WWE shows can be, like, you know what you're getting on the shows, you know who's going to be there, and you know exactly what to expect on the shows. Meanwhile, half the time it's a mystery with AEW shows.
You turn on Dynamite and it's like, oh, tonight you're going to have Serena Deeb versus da-da-da-da-da for the first time ever. And you're like, okay, but why? It's a wrestling match.
That's why we need the rankings back, because then...
Just for the sake of a wrestling match, which is kind of like cool, but I mean,
And with the rankings, then we'll have a reason, because hey, these women are going to be fighting to see who's going to get a win and move up the rankings to get a title shot.
Yeah.
At least that would be a meaningful way to make things feel important. And then the second reason, obviously, is the marketing, because again, with WWE, they got Nick Khan, and Nick Khan's a great businessman, no matter what you think of him. You don't think that he's bestowed his knowledge upon Triple H about all these different marketing tactics That's why WWE sells out, because they get the word out there. AEW doesn't do that.
Yeah.
We need better marketing, and I really hope that with this new media rights deal that Tony Khan really invests in a good marketing team. That's what we need.
We'll see.
But that's all we got. Hologram, any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
No, thank you for having me. This was fun. My mind, I have an awful concept of time. Huge chunks of time go by, and to me it feels like months feel like days. So when you said it'd been 6 months since I last was here, to me it feels like a couple of weeks ago. So thank you again for asking me back on the show. I had a good time with you as always.
I greatly appreciate you coming back on the show.
Happy that I finally got to be on a show with Rage. I've been wanting to do a wrestling show with her for some time now, so that was awesome.
Don't worry, plenty more. Plenty more will be in the future. But he's Hologram. I'm DJ Storms. This has been The Rewind. But before we get out of here, listen, Rage already did what she needed to do. It's time for you to do what you need to do. Hologram, who runs the IWC?
None other but DJ motherfucking Storm.
Oh, you damn right, baby. It is who but DJ motherfucking Storms. And don't you ever forget it.
Retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution!